Just gonna go on and share it. Testing. This is a sound check. 1, 2, 3.
All
If you
right.
can hear me, drop some thumbs up emojis in the comments, please. And please forgive, but let me reintroduce our show. Hey, thank you, Mara. She gave us the heads up. All right, welcome back to another episode of Coping with COVID Wellness Wednesdays. I'm your host, Keeks, and I'm here with the beautiful Susan Tsai. And yeah, we're going to be talking about motherhood, as Susan was mentioning as we were muted. We're going to be talking about motherhood and the differences and yet also similarities between Palau and Taiwan when it comes to how we care for mothers upon giving birth. All right. So I'll let you open up with what you have, and then maybe we can go back and forth. How do you feel about
Yeah,
that?
yeah, sure.
All right.
So
Cool.
maybe just start it again because you guys didn't hear me what I'm saying. So
Yeah. Go ahead.
so in April, I mean March or April, I attend the Palauan like hot bath.
Mhm.
So it was
Omangat,
oh my god, yeah. So actually, it was my first time. Like before, I only attended baby shower, but
When you say baby shower, you mean like Western
yeah,
style
you
baby
know,
shower.
not yeah. So anyway, and I went there. It was like wow, this whole celebration was like, I mean, for me, it's very cool. Like I know, like sometime before, because I'm been here for a couple of years, so I attend a lot of, party or dancing. But this time was kind of different for me. Like I see all the kids and all the families, they just
Coming
get together
together.
and the help and all the setup, the backdrop. It's so beautiful. Like it's a handmade, right? It's yeah. So like it's just so cool. And then some of my friends, they told me, okay, because after you giving birth, the mother, like they lose a lot of energy. So we need to to
Revitalize
heal. Yeah.
yeah.
So you guys use the ginger things,
Yep.
and then
And I
to
have
wipe.
some pictures to
Oh,
share
yeah, yeah.
along with that. But turmeric, turmeric
Mm,
with coconut
yeah. The
oil
special
makes that yellow, that bright
remedy.
yellow
Yeah.
paste.
So it's very cool. I mean, we have the similar concept in our culture because after giving birth, we all know like the mother, like they lose a lot of energy and blood also. So we
Right.
need to heal. So we also have some rituals or like we follow to do and to help us in this particularly month. We called it like after a month, this 30 to 40 days, we have to like extra take care of the body. So yeah, so I just think
Yeah.
about that content. I feel that would be very cool, and at the same time, the Mother's Day is coming, so that would be cool. Yeah, and then so what we do in Taiwan or in Chinese culture, we called we have this time, this specific time, like 30 days to 40 days. We called it in Chinese, in Mandarin, we called 坐月子，坐月子。And
坐月子.
yeah, and if you go by word means sitting like you sitting the month. So you can imagine
Like you're sitting out for a month.
yeah,
You're not,
something
you're
like
not
that.
really doing
Yeah,
anything
exactly.
or
Yeah, so because we feel like this particular month is so important, like the mother needs to need to rest, need to recover. So 坐月子 that's how we called it. And I think different culture. I was looking up some information. And I feel like different culture they have different terms for that. Some culture they call like lying in. I think in some Europe countries they
lying in.
yeah, also means like you lie down and rest for a while. So actually, this rituals sitting the month 坐月子 it's like long time already in our culture since like Asian time, and it's like a set of diet or the lifestyle restriction, like you can do that, you cannot do that, you have to eat that, you cannot eat that, something like that, like very strict and practiced after birth. To
Is there anything like before, like during the pregnancy?
during the pregnancy we do, but I feel like we more focus on like after the pregnancy. It's also like during, I think during the pregnancy we do like a lot of older generation, they will say this, it's a similar thing, but we feel like especially after that you lose a lot of energy. You
Yeah.
need to, yeah,
That's when you need to get
yeah,
revived and
yeah,
refreshed.
so yeah, so true. And so because the first idea is like, because we all know like we lose a lot of energy, we lose a lot of blood or fluid after the birth, giving birth. And in our concept, like Chinese medication concept or system, we believe we have like a qi in our body.
Yeah.
The qi, so like it's like the life force, like so it's like fuels all the function of your body. So after you giving birth, you lose blood, you lose the qi as well. And if you lose qi, this will cause our body into the in state. Have you heard like yin yang, right?
Yin
and
yang,
yang,
yeah.
yeah. Like so, the in state is like very cold, like no, you don't have enough blood, you don't have enough qi, you don't
So
have
your
enough.
yin yang is off balance.
Yeah, so your yin is too much, your yang is too less. So you need to recover. You need to, yeah. So you need to get maybe from the food or from your lifestyle to make sure your yang energy coming back.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah. So first, I think it's very common, like in our culture, like back, especially back to nowadays, people, some people maybe they don't really believe that, but back to the day, we believe after this whole month the woman shouldn't shower or washing their hair, like shouldn't touch any water, your body has to be dry, because we feel like if we shower, we wash our hair, it's very easy to go to the state of yin, like too cold, and then you will lose more energy or yang energy, especially. So no shower, no washing hair, and also like after giving birth, a lot of people, family, they will come, they wanna visit, right?
Yeah.
But back, right?
Yeah. I was gonna be like, 1 month sounds too long.
Yeah, but I was looking up some information. They say maybe 12 days after, so maybe two weeks after the baby, getting older. Because when they just came out, it's like too small, and especially nowadays, people stay in hospital for a couple of days, right? So I think 12 days, it's okay. Like when the mom, maybe she recover better, and also the kid growing. I mean, the baby growing older, bigger. So 12 days. That's what the information say. Like after 12 days.
I just wanted to say, because it's interesting, like when we translate omat, we say hot bath. So for X amount of days, and typically back in the day, it would depend on maybe what kind of clan you were in, or and now I think it's more of like what can you afford, and also what clan are you in. So there's some who will go through the process of the actual uh, the actual ritual of doing the hot bath is a masur. Like their masur means to like massage or to that's probably like the most general way to describe that. But they would go through that hot bath and sometimes weeks, and now there's some people who are just like a week, or
Reducing.
but before it would be like a week, a couple weeks to a month. Like I remember my one cousin back in the 90s, like 98, I think. We were hosting her for a month. She came because technically, what will happen is you have to go to your mom's side, and then there's a designated masseuse or masseur, and then that woman will be the one working with whoever to collect all the different botanical herbs, create the concoction that will, they'll be brewing up in one of those summer houses, the extended outside the gazebo of the house. They'll be over there, and then they create that hut that they go in, and sometimes it's like from morning till a certain time in the evening, and then or they'll take breaks just to um, feed the baby, or so that the mom can eat. And I think there's also like certain things that they cannot eat during that time.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it's so opposite. You guys have the no shower,
Yeah.
and then like that's
Yeah.
all they're doing is
Yeah.
taking hot shower, and it's not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go take a hot bath, and this is no like actually my aunt, she was a masseuse, rest in peace, Hinako Tayo. She would do um, uh, she would do this ritual for many women across Palau. And even there's actually an exhibit at the Edison Museum, and if you go, you'll see her picture. She's in, doing, in the process of creating the concoction. But what they'll do is they'll go inside that hut and they'll sit on something that looks like a toilet seat, and the hut is called Pliol.
Yeah.
And then I was asking the people here at PV, and Kate was saying that, or she told Iwong, who told me that it's called, it's just the gingal lelam lael ngarap Pliol. It's just the chair for the mother in the hut. And so, um, what they'll do is they'll sit there, and then they'll like it's like this square like this, and it's like an opening. So it only covers like the wall of the square only goes around like 1, 2, 3, and then there's this opening where they can insert a pot of the boiling herbs, and so it steams up through what is like a toilet seat, and that's where the mlael will sit. And yeah, no, just there's in some cases like my aunt, she would have that lakngal, or that coconut shell, to scoop that hot water and throw all over the body of the woman. And what if they did it right, this is, and correct me if I'm getting this wrong, but from what my memories, if my memory serves right, the purpose of that is so that they can shed the old skin. And so if they do it right, they'll be, a whole shade lighter. And there's some cases where maybe the water wasn't too hot, so when the mlael comes out and it's time for the actual ceremony, you'll see different patches, different blotches, like the dark skin of, like, when they depending on how they were eating when they were pregnant too, it will change the color of their skin. And also, if you eat salty foods, you retain more salt, and they'll have darker areas. And so when they do the hot bath, they're trying to get all of those dead skins off. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. It's like total opposite, but there's like meaning behind those two things. But yeah, moving on to the next.
But so that's in Asian time, like people, we don't, like, it's like a restriction, like the women, they don't shower or washing their hair. But like nowadays, if you ask a woman like not showering or washing their hairs for a month, it's like, a lot of people, they cannot handle that. They feel it's too hot. Like now it's not like before. Like they feel like, especially, for example, like my auntie, when she was doing this stuff, she said like, no, like she cannot handle, stand for like the whole month and without any showering or something. So I think nowadays people are more flexible.
They're evolving.
They still shower, but just make sure it's hot water. And even some people, they will put ginger or herb. I think it's the same concept. They just make sure a lot of good stuff in the hot
bath.
water.
Which I think makes sense. Like if you were saying that some of these rituals for Taiwan was like 960 years ago. Like I'm pretty sure there wasn't a water heater system at that time.
That's
so that
what
would
I was
make
thinking.
sense. There's probably a process to go and boil the water and make the shower. So,
and this kind of tradition, some it's from like the north part of China, so
where
maybe
it's
really cold.
That makes sense.
So so
I can see why.
And then of course, then we don't. It's called like lying in, or like sitting the month. So it means like we were trying to reduce reduce the movement as much as you can. So rest in the bed all the time, or don't exercise. And so also like one thing is like when we drink water, also like make sure it's it's the regular temperature. Don't drink
Room
like
temp.
ice water or cold water. Because I noticed like even I mean,
Just any regular person.
yeah, like for me,
Yeah.
even like outside super hot, I don't
Mhm.
really drink like ice water
Mhm.
or like always ask like without ice. So I feel like it's kind of a habit like from our culture. Like a lot of people from Taiwan, I think we just used to drink like normal
Room temp.
temperature.
Um, growing up, like just things that we learned along the way, and also from my mom, she would always be like, "It's better to drink room temp water
Yeah.
because cold water, it will one you don't it doesn't quench your thirst, it makes you more thirsty, and then two, having to do with your gut.
Yeah, yeah.
It I can't remember what was the exact reason, but it has negative effects. And then I saw this whole this little docu series talking about with how we're supposed to be drinking water, like drinking room temp water. It should be in a um, copper. I think it's copper um, tin, like a copper jar, because the properties stay the same as opposed to drinking from plastic. Like though once it's in plastic, it's contaminated, and also drinking water sitting down as opposed to
Okay.
standing up,
Oh.
because it for your digestive purposes, and then also just drinking water, you're supposed to like sip as opposed to chugging it,
Yeah.
because we have to allow for our saliva to break it down to go into the stomach, otherwise you get bloated. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. I was just so I wonder if that was something that they had already, like, knowledge they had already known about, so that they don't drink ice water, cold water,
Yeah.
drink room temp. But I was just adding on, but
Cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
So even what you take in as far as
Yeah,
water,
no matter it's
also
shower
outside.
or drink or even like the food, cold food, maybe I think we will try to avoid.
Anything cold.
Yeah, like raw food or cold food, we have to very careful like what kind of food we choose and spicy food, because I feel like
Nothing to irritate.
yeah, and we will like make it worse if your body is inflammation or something. And the caffeine also feel it's maybe it's not good for the mother if she just right after after giving birth. Yeah, and the I think it's all the same concept. We feel like the qi in your body is already lost, so you need to make sure
You get only good stuff.
yeah, good stuff and warm and hot things they come in your body. And so the wind or the cold air also not recommended. No matter where you are, even you are in some, for example, like Palau, like it's super hot, but still have to be careful for that. And then yeah, and then keep in a good mood. Like feel like because I know like some mother after they give in birth they feel like emotional something like that. So the same like if we're being emotional, the chi is very easy to lose. So trying to be calm and to keep in a like great emotion status will make sure, I mean, it will help the chi restore faster. That's what we believe. Yeah. And then there's a very special rituals. I think it's for the baby. Yeah, but yeah, it's for the baby. Like after the baby, like 1 month old, after like a 1 month birthday, we will do a couple things for her for the baby. So first thing we will shave the baby's hair and make like the hair and also eyebrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Eyebrows?
yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So, because it's if the bald head, it kind of represent like strong and tough personality. So we kind of wish the baby when they growing up become like strong and tough. Have a good life.
Nice.
Yeah, and then besides that, we will prepare. It's like a celebration, so we will prepare a couple stuff for wishing a baby good luck. So like first the red eggs. You see the picture, maybe the second, yeah, the second picture.
This
The
one?
yeah, the red X. You see the X. I think we mentioned last time, like in the Twins Sweeping
Yeah, yeah,
Festival,
yeah.
because we love X. We feel it's it's round. It means, I mean,
Whole
the whole.
fertility.
Yeah, and so and we like red, the color. So we will make it mostly. We were trying to make it like red X instead of the white one. So yeah, maybe the left one, I think. Anyway, so the red X and the rock. You see the rock
Yeah.
and the coins. Just this one.
What, is it any particular
Yeah,
coins,
I will
or?
explain later. And the green onions, and also the red envelope, right?
Oh, yeah.
So first the rock, we will prepare the rocks. I think they will first of all make sure the rock is round, because it kind of represents this baby when they grown up, their personality gonna become like flexible, smooth, or even like wise when they're getting in the society. Like, not so many angles or too tough to
too pointy of an edge, or
so make
flat.
sure so make sure the rock is round, and we will use the round to like roll over the baby's body, just a ritual. So we will roll all over the baby like slightly.
Wow.
Yeah, and then also
Oh, like roll the rock on the face and the body and of the baby.
and also the rock. Sorry, the rock is we just tap.
Oh,
we
just
tap
tap.
the chest. The eggs we roll over
the
because the eggs is it's not so hard. So the eggs will roll all over the body, and the rocks will like tap in the chest. It's kind of the same. Like we feel like after the rock is tough and it's strong. So okay, we wish the baby when they grown up it become like you have a good and strong personality, can overcome everything in their life. Yeah, and the eggs like we roll over and wishing he or she like have a successful or a good life, like also like bring wish and blessing to the babies. And the coins of course represent the money. Yeah, the wealth of money, and wish the baby gonna have a lot of money in the future. And then the green onion in Mandarin it's we called cong. I didn't put it on, but in Mandarin, cong, the green onion, cong, yeah, and also smart. This word smart means 聪明. That way, we feel like we wish the baby gonna be very smart in the future. Yeah, 聪. So yeah, so that's, and also of course the red envelope, like it's kind of like a party. So we will invite the family or friends to come and witness all the rituals and all the celebration. And the people who come visit, they will just give the envelope and put money inside and give the wish to the baby.
So I remember when we were talking about the new year, the Chinese lunar year, you had mentioned there's like that phrase you have to say.
Yeah.
So is there a certain phrase when it's like this kind of ceremony?
I think this kind we just say like normally like maybe like grow up like healthy and or stay safe,
just
and
wishing them
just some wishing. Yeah, it's
good fortune.
Yeah, it's not like Chinese Lunar New Year. We have some very
specific phrase.
Yeah, specifically. Okay. But yeah, just wishing them healthy and grow up like happily, something like that. Yeah. So then
Oh, are these all green onions, or like those? Are these different types of?
I think it's just I think this different. If from this picture is different, but I think it's the same meaning. Just wishing they like smart.
All right.
Yeah, smart. And then the first picture is they shaving the hair, right?
Yeah.
And then one thing is, I feel it's interesting because we still do that. Like after the hair, no matter it's hair or your eyebrow, a lot of parents they will keep it and make into a brush. The brush.
Wow.
Yeah, because we have the calligraphy. I'm not sure you see that before. Now we use the brush to write like some character or stuff. And some people, I think some of my cousin they do, like they keep the hair and make into the brush. And after they
Nice.
growing up, when they go to school, they will learn the calligraphy and they can bring their own brush.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah,
resourceful.
yeah, that's very cool. A lot of people do that nowadays. So yeah,
Nice.
just for like souvenir. Yeah.
Keepsake, but it also can serve a purpose. Like if you
Exactly.
do calligraphy.
Yeah. And then so it's like the party for the babies 1 month old. We giving an envelope to the baby, and we also having a feast with family and friends, and then also like worshiping ancestors. Some people, if they are really religious, they will also like worshiping, offering some prepare some offerings to the god or to their ancestors. Yeah, and another the last thing, it's also very common nowadays. It's the parents, they will, when the day like the baby's 1 month birthday, they will prepare this gift. Is yeah, it's like a gift. Even you don't go to their party, this celebration, I think the parent, they will prepare the mostly is the sticky rice, steamed sticky rice, and the red eggs. We love eggs. We love the red color. So the red eggs and the steamed sticky rice, and some people maybe chickens. This is one option, or another very common option is we just like a cake, the birthday cake. So, and we were giving out to all the family, all the relatives, and whoever you come join, or even you don't come, we would still give
food
them.
or something.
So yeah, it's kind of common. It's like a business right now. Like we will always do that, like 1 month birthday, and you know make sure everyone, your family, your friends, we all celebrate together.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think that's the everything about what we do during the setting the month, and also the celebration for the kids. Yeah.
So, in comparison to Palauan culture,
Yeah.
and also like if you hear or see something that's relatable, you can also interject and share what's how it's similar to you guys. Um, but typically, they what would happen is once they reach a certain amount of months in the pregnancy, they have to go back to the mother will have to go back to her house. And so, and then they won't see each other until after birth, after or at that ceremony. That's how it used to be. So it might be different now.
When I was looking up, I saw like back to the day, because like when back to the day, like if they maybe they live really far, the mother's mom's house, and when they're married to the guy, maybe their house is very it's far away. So when I look it up, they say like back in ancient time, uh, they stay in the guy's family, and once they give him birth, I think in couple of days later, they will send someone
To pick up the
no
baby.
to the mom's side family, to tell them, oh, the baby is coming, and they are safe. Just tell them, to inform them.
Okay.
Let them
Baby
know
has
the
arrived.
news.
Yeah.
But I think they couldn't see the mom and the baby yet until
Until probably after the sitting.
exactly. Yeah, that's
Sitting in month.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, just think of
Yeah,
that.
it's kind of I would say it's kind of similar, and so like they wouldn't before they would have the woman go back and then give birth and then do all the preparations for and go through the omsur process. So when the time comes, they have the umangat, and then that's when they present the mlael or the mother.
But the
to
omanga,
the-
it's like always after how long? After giving birth? For
like a month,
Okay.
typically a month.
Also,
Yeah. Even if they don't go through the hot bath process, the sort process right away after birth, probably it's still within the time, the frame that the baby is 1 month to 3 months. So, yeah, when they're still pretty small. And then there's like two different types, and I wanted to share.
Yeah.
So in Angaur,
Oh,
it's the same process, but it's called ngas.
nice.
The difference with the ngas and omangat, I'm sorry I didn't have a better picture because there was only old pictures that I was able to find on Google. But the ngas for Angaur, what it was is they would build this staircase,
Stairs. Oh.
and ngas means to get up, like go up or get up.
Oh,
So
oh,
they would have her walk all the way to the top. She would sit there through the ceremonies, and anybody who was coming to dance would just be here at the
oh.
bottom of the foot of the steps. And then once it's done, she comes down. But that's for Angaur
Only
only.
for
That's only
Angaur.
Angaur
Oh.
state has this.
Oh.
It's unique to Angaur, and that's where all, as far as Palauan history, all people originated uh, from Angaur, and then moved to what is now Babulao. But that's for another topic. We'll go into that some other time. And then we have Omangat,
Yeah.
where they just come out from the house. They still go through the process of walking on the woven
Yeah.
coconut
I think
mats.
that's the one I have attended. Just
But it's
yeah.
just flat and straight out. And shout out to Courtney. She's a employee here at the
Oh.
PVA for state and community. She's state and community rep and gave me permission to use her photo. So I wanted to point out those two things
Yeah.
because I know growing up, I would hear one and hear the other, and then I would get corrected if I say, "Oh, I do kambarangas." Like we can't say kambarangas because it's not like if it's not the somebody from Angara coming out, we say Kamara Omangat, like are you going to the Omangat? So but as far as the concoction, it may be different. It may differ from place to place, but typically it's made out of um, turmeric and coconut oil to make the yellow paste, which they'll rub all over the body.
Yeah.
But the actual oh, I guess I didn't get that picture. But the actual uh, medicinal herbs or the actual botanical herbs that are used, those will be boiled down, and then that water is going to be used to wash the body or um, what I should be thrown at. Someone made a comment like about my auntie who used to do this was like, yeah, she was no joke. If you're gonna get her to do your hot bath, you got to go through the process, and you cannot be complaining or crying. And someone made a comment like she would wind up and then throw with all her energy. I was like, oh wow, that's like
Did you
brutal. I personally have not had the opportunity yet.
Okay.
But I'm going to speak it into existence. But I had the opportunity to participate in um, certain situations. So, like um, one other reason for omasur would also be like it doesn't necessarily mean you have to have had a baby. When the woman comes, or like a girl transitions into a woman and goes through the whole menstruation, her first menstruation process, then they would uh, boil up the same botanical herbs, and then we'll go in the hut and steam for
Okay.
the purpose of cleaning out the uterus and stuff like that. So I got to experience it in that way.
That's nice.
But luckily, nobody was throwing at me because it was me and my sisters. We're all daughters of brothers, and it was their mom, the same one who I said she's the one going around what she was doing the masur for these different people around Palau. But her mom did that for us, and she always had the bliul, she always had the hut on deck because she takes it wherever she goes to do these for other women. And so instead of we would had one seat, so we take turns on the seat, or one seat, and then inside that bliul, there like everyone has their own 5 gallon bucket, and then we would have to stand above the bucket. We just wear like the little how do you call it? The little skirts. They
Oh.
call them cerbane,
Oh.
but it's more of a FSM type skirt. And then we just put it up to here, so it's where it comes up to here.
Yeah.
From chest to knee,
Oh.
and then so the steam can still enter that way, and then we just stand above the bucket and then churn like this. But I don't know, the process might be different now. Like I said, that was a while back, but then that's how you could also go through that experience even if you haven't had birth. So I don't know, maybe if you have another coworker who's gonna go through, who has a daughter or something like that, you can ask them, hey, is this a, because it is a thing, like even people who are going through their hot bath, they'll have their sisters come in with them, and they'll also do well, actually it's not masur for, if you're just going in, you didn't give birth, it's ongat. Ongat means to steam. So,
Just for steam. Yeah.
just to go steam. And it doesn't mean you have to do it on your first period or anything. You can do it regular if you want, like monthly or whatever. But that's if you have the resources and you know what the measurements for the concoction to make that brew. So I did want to share some significant things. There's this plant. Oh, it didn't load over here. Okay. Well, there's this plant. It's called kashamal and Osmoxylon trunctum. But the kashamal is like you might see it in on the compact road on your way, or if you're like going through Irai or you get a chance to go through some forest, you'll see, and it's like um, it's a tree that has this fruit on it, and it's a lot of little orange dots, and those will be used as um, headdress for decoration. So you might see the women have it in their head, these little orange balls, and
It has to be this tree.
kashamla. That's a lot of the times. That's main. Oh, actually, I think she had it here on her hair. Oh no, that's not the one. I can't tell if that's the one. But yeah, most people use that. It's like a common one. And the headdress. The headdress and body ornaments are very important part of the first birth ceremony, because the headdress can consist of flowers, plants, turtle shell, or bird feathers, which has an association to the mother's clan. So like like I said, the kashamal is a common one, but depending on what clan you're from, there's a specific style headdress for that family. So and also even like how you tie your hair. So some are in a bun, some down, and now I think people are it's more modern, so it's kind of like what the person how they want
in
to wear
Asian times,
yeah,
you can
there's
tell
a certain
from there.
way, that their hair is
Cool.
styled.
How about yours?
Um, my sister, she had I should say a remix version, because she got, she chose where instead of coming out from my mom's village, she came out from my dad's village. But she went through the whole Masur process at my mom's village, and then day of she came out at my dad's village. So for her, she had her hair half up, half down, and yeah, half up, half down. When I think about my other cousins from the same side, some of them were up. So it really depends to when you is it your what like your clan exactly, and also like are you kangalagala saal, kangalagala redil, meaning are you your is your mom's side the one that's taking care of it. So this day and age, the customs have been, evolving, I should say. But typically, it would be your mom's side of the family, your mom's mom, which we call, they have a word for that. Your mom's side is kotem, or like your roots. And also, I wanted to share that the robotl tree, or the size Jim, I can't say this. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher the scientific name. Is a tree that's up to 15 meters tall, and its leaves are boiled to use at least twice a day for the duration of the hot bath. So, like you said, morning and night,
Oh.
and then depending on what the family decided or the clans, how the clan does it. It could be weeks, it could be
Wow.
days, it could be weeks. Some the longest I see is a month. Yeah. And then a special room is prepared, usually with bamboo floor and fresh coconut woven mat for the hot bath. A skilled woman who has a knowledge of local medicine and the right techniques gives the hot bath to the mlel. So that skilled woman would be the masur. Um, and like the bamboo floor and also the coconut mats is like that's where they'll go because when they throw the water stuff it just drains down, so easy cleanup situation. um and one other thing, the mlael is covered in the ginger, like I said, that paste, ginger infused with coconut oil during the hot bath ceremony, which usually lasts between 4 to 10 days, depending on clan protocols. So it really depends. Hot bath is a healing and joyous occasion for the whole family of the Mlail. Women cook taro while men prepare fish and other food for the final presentation of the Mlail. On the final day of the hot bath ritual, a pot filled with medicinal plants is prepared for the final steaming or ongat of the young mother before her final presentation to her husband's family. Steaming hut or bliyogol is prepared for the mlael to take her final steaming and complete her healing process. Food preparation presentation is important part of this first birth ceremony. So a lot of the times there's always a lot of food. And people are taking home like 5 to 10 bento boxes and
That's what I heard.
spread of fruits and spread of different sweets and different. We have our traditional, well, like we have Palauan desserts too. So a lot of times you might see that like uh, burnt tapioca or talul diokang is the Palauan name. Sabos, so different
It's
kinds of
like
foods.
the coconut things, and inside is the tapioca. Is the one of the dessert.
The talul
They
diokang is like
drinks with the tapioca inside, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep. And the mlael, so we're gonna now talk about like the traditional, like so how we were mentioning the headdress and also the style of the hair matters. Also, like the color of their skirt would also determine like based on those colors. Okay, this they're from this particular clan, and in that clan they're whatever rank or whatever. Mlael uses a traditional skirt made of hibiscus, which we call armal, and it's hibiscus tiliaceus. And it's called armalin Palauan, and lab fiber, which bears the family or clan color. She is prepared with the clan headdress and body ornaments for her hair and body. Also, the pandanus leaf or ongoraged is grown on the savanna grassland in Palau. Its mature fruit and fragrant-smelling flower baye is used in the steaming and sometimes as part of the headdress for the mlael. So, like the flower from the pandanus plant, they'll use that as well as one of the botanical herbs or headdress. And then yeah, just that coconut mix with the turmeric. They'll probably be reapplying. Sometimes they'll reapply. You'll see them reapplying throughout the day.
This is like easy to wash off.
Um, yes and no. You'll get most of it off, but it will stain like your fingernails. I forgot what remedy.
How about
I
on
think
this-
it's lemon or something. There is something that can take it. You can wash your hand with and take it off. I think it's lemon. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody who's watching or watching later, but it it won't really. You'll still have that yellow tint for a little bit, but it's not something that's gonna be like months later you're still yellow. But your fingers for sure. Even just now, if you were to get a little bit of the oil, and you'll get a slight stain, but it goes away over time. And also, even like you'll see them throughout the day when they start sweating, you'll see the yellow start to run. and so they'll go and reapply.
Oh.
But yeah, I did want to share that this information was taken from artsandculture.google.com/story/Palau s rich heritage in nature and culture ICHCAP. I know that was really long. So if you want the direct link, you can message us on MHRCTD and we can share that link. I was able to find that, but this particular information, along with the photographs, it was on Google Arts and Culture for Palau. It was put together and reviewed. With the help of the people, especially Director Pia More of the Palau National Museum. So it is legit information that we are sharing today. So yeah, that's basically what we got. And it's interesting. Like, you mentioned you guys have money. So for, back in the day, it might have been just food, Palauan money, and then the turtle shell plate.
Yeah.
So we don't have the red envelope, but we have that turtle shell plate where the money will be put on, and then they give to you. But one thing I did notice for Omangat and my sister's Omangat, there was a money given, Palauan money given, and there's a story with it. And so apparently, the more you know the story or the lineage of how this money came into whatever, so like they'll say, so this money is coming from so and so going to the mother, and we want to let you guys know that how this family got it. They got it from so and so, who got it from so and so, who got it from so and so. And so the more uh, lineages it can be traced by, the more value it has to. Along with the fact of like the different color variations and also the different size and shapes. So yellow is the highest. Value. So even if a small yellow, it's still bigger than orange.
That's nice.
But that's also for another topic. Maybe we can break down your currency as opposed to Palauan currency and how it's used in culture. But thank you. I had a lot of fun just kind of
me too,
reading and learning about your guys' rituals in comparison to what we have. It's interesting because, it's new life. It's an exciting thing, and babies bring us joy.
It's true.
If anything, they're so innocent, and it's so cool that culturally there's ways to celebrate and also nurture the mothers and bring these babies into the world that maybe one day will be a leader. Or,
the hope for the family.
So cool. Is there anything you wanted to add, or what are we going to be talking about next Wednesday?
I think that next Wednesday gonna be still May, right? Still be May, right? So maybe we do. Last time I mentioned
May 18.
May 18. Maybe we do because early June we have another festival. So maybe we can talk about that before the festival.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Sunday it's Mother's Day, right?
So happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
母亲节快乐. That's how we say it. It's a lot. 母亲 means mother. 母亲节 means festival. So 母亲节快乐. 快乐 means happy.
快乐.
Yeah, so 母亲节快乐. Happy Mother's Day.
母亲节快乐. Yep. All right. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in Palau, in Taiwan, anywhere else around the world. Thank you for all that you do for all of us. And we hope you celebrate. Oh, and it's also going to be Senior Citizens Day tomorrow. So happy Senior Citizens Day. And make sure you check out some of the local festivities. I know that Irai side, there will be a Senior Citizens Day program with games and food.
We have MH Day tomorrow too.
MHS Day?
Yeah.
Okay, So can they come by Mizenti and check it out? Is it open to the public?
I'm not sure, but I think they sell the food. So if you want any drinks or food, I think they're pretty welcome come. Yeah.
So make sure you check out MHS for their fundraiser, as well as Senior Citizens Day that will be under the bridge. And also, Class of 2012 is hosting a softball event. So if you're free and you're looking for something to do and you want to watch some softball, it'll be at Mayun's baseball field. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of Coping with COVID. And yeah, we'll see you next Payday Wednesday.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. See you.